So now we type cd and go to our client server.py. In here, instead of doing the DNS by get host by name, what we are going to do is to provide the IP address. The IP address of my website is 10.0.4.15, which should be in a string format. And also for the host in here, we could just say localhost, which is the name of the domain name of this related IP address. Now, first we want to send some data to the HTML, so we just say find any links in our website. So we press Ctrl O, we hit enter and Ctrl X. Before we run it, I just want to open my Wireshark in here again, like always. Anything that you do, you should first open your Wireshark so that if you have any problem, you could just troubleshoot them and analyze different packets using the Wireshark. So this is our Wireshark. You would want to listen to the ETH2, which is my active nick. And in here, we run our program, Python, and then client server.py. If we look at the Wireshark, so we don't have any packet. So if we look, actually we have got some results in here. So yes, these are all the links, the index.html. If we hit enter and we right click in here and say view page source, we could see different links in here. Let me just search for Ctrl F to start searching in here. So let me just search for the Ctrl F, and in here we say href. For example, we have about, which is one of the pages in the index. If you look, yes, we have first link in here. After that we should have changes, scope, and so on. So we have changes, and next link scope, then file. We also have other links that we could see in here. So files, and then we have manual in here. After that we have apache.org. we could just look at all of them, see all of them in here. You see apache.org, manual, and so on. Now the difference between this lecture and the last one that we sent some data in the washington.edu or other websites, we want to send the data to another file other than index.html. If we want to do that, we just provide the resources in here. So the name of the file that we want to send the data to, so the HTTP request to, is a1.html. Now press Ctrl O, we hit enter, Ctrl X, and we just run the client server.py again. Now we hit enter. We have only one link, which is google.com. Let's make sure of that. If we go to this address and then a1.html and we hit enter, you could see that the only link that we have is this Google. If we right click in here and choose the inspect element, you could see that the source code of that is, so in the Google in here, you could see that it is www.google.com, the only link in this web page. So now let's search in other things, and now you know to search to the main page, to other pages, all the resources in a web server, and how to do it using the socket. As I said, there are plenty of courses about web crawling or web scraping or other things that you could see. For example, module like the Beautiful Soup, or to send HTTP requests like requests, and other modules. They just facilitate our work as the programmer. So, and well, it costs a lower speed. So now what we are going to do is to search for other things than the links. So I just comment this line and say r1 is equal to re.findAll. We would want to search for something in the data that we are receiving. What we are going to search through is an @ sign in here, and then anything to after that to get to a .com. Now if you press Ctrl O, we hit enter, Ctrl X, and run our program again. Let us see if we have any response. If we don't have, well, we should change it. Yes, we have two responses at gmail.com and at yahoo.com. Again, if we look in here, we could see that our data include ab@gmail.com and then this at yahoo.com. Now, how could we get the usernames in here? Let us try. So right now I don't know how to search for them, but let's say, for example, what we could do is to say everything to @.com. Now we press Ctrl O, enter, and Ctrl X again. If we have any response, yes, we have these two emails, but somehow we have the tags too. So this is the format. What we could do is to just say, for example, well, we know that in the email addresses, the only thing that could be there are the alphanumeric addresses. So in here, what we could do, I think, is to say W, which are for both the character and digits. Now Ctrl O, enter, and Ctrl X. I think this would give me the corresponding answer. Let's just check it. Yes, now we have everything. So what I've done in here was to say W. We said, for example, / and D is for the digit. So we don't know how long the username could be. Instead of saying, for example, W and then W for the second one, we said / and W because we know already that the only valid characters for an email addresses are the digits or characters, I think, in the English alphabet. So in here we said /W and then a star for everything. After that, @.com again. Now in this way we could get all the emails. Now what you could do is to just write this program and send it to every web page that you want. But right now this program works for only one page. Now you might say, how could I make it for more web pages? Well, one way is to just search for different directories. For example, in here we could put it into one function. For example, now we say define and you choose a function. Let's say, for example, M1, and then you put an argument. Let's say the argument you say D1, but actually if you want to choose names for your functions or variable, you should choose meaningful names so that if you want to work on it later or with a team, you could better understand them. Now in here we put this into different functions, and in here instead of saying a1.html you say that I want to say this is plus D1 and then plus this thing. Actually it should, and then after that we have another space, and then we have this thing. Now what we are going to do when we want to run our function is that we provide the name of the web page ourselves. So for example, let's just put all these things into the another function or the same function in here. As I said, this is not a good program. You could find ways for making it a better program, but for now I just want to show you other things. So and now if we want to run our program, we could say M1 and with the a1.html. Now I press Ctrl O, enter, and Ctrl X, and we run our program again. We hit enter. Let's see if we have any problem. No, we don't have any problem, so we got all the answer. Now what you could do is to just provide all the names of the directories in the related web page that you want to search through the source code of that website, and then you provide all the different directories to in a list, and then call your functions with all items in that list. Or what you could do is to just also write a program to search for different directories. It is not actually a hard thing, but what I was going to show you is to how to create a robot to search for everything you want, search for the emails, for the links, for images or other things with the fastest way possible, which is using the most low-level module in Python, which is the socket. And even for searching through the results, we use the RE, which is again the lowest level regular expression module in Python.